So hello everyone, good day, I am Dexter Sinoynay from BSED 2-I3. So today I will discuss to you about planning speech. So why it is important that we plan our speeches. So it is important that we plan our speeches before speaking or presenting it in front of the crowd or the audience for us to really become an effective speaker. It is important that we know what we are talking and what we are speaking in front of the crowd. So in planning our speeches, we have to know the different types of speech. So we have 4 different types of speech according to its purpose. First is informative speech, second is demonstrative, third is persuasive, and the last one is entertainment speech. So we have to know these type of speeches for us to really become an effective speaker. So first, we have an informative speech. So this type of speech serves to provide an interesting and useful information to your audience. So basically, the purpose of this type of speech is to inform. So the example of informative speech is that you are presenting or discussing your research in front of the class. So you will be informing them of what your research is all about. So now let's proceed with demonstrative speech. So this type of speech has many similarities with informative speech. Demonstrative speech also teaches you something, but the main difference of demonstrative speech lies in demonstrating on what you are teaching. So one example of demonstrative speech is that you are presenting your research in front of the class, but this time with demonstration. You will be demonstrating to them on how did you make that research or what are your ways in making that research. So now, let's have persuasive speech. So persuasive speech works on convincing people to change in some way. The way they do, the way they think, or to start doing something they aren't currently doing. Persuasive speech focuses more on convincing people. So one example of persuasive speech, I guess you are familiar with networking, that focuses more on convincing people. And the last one is entertaining. The after dinner speech is a typical example of an entertainment speech. The speaker must provide pleasure and enjoyment to make the audience laugh and identify the anecdotal information. So those are the 4 basic types of speeches that are to inform, to instruct, to entertain, and to persuade. You may have also several purposes in mind when giving your presentation. Like for example, you may try to inform in an entertaining style, or you may try to entertain in an informative way.
Good day everyone. Today I will discuss about knowing your audience. Analyze the audience to find the mix of ages, genders, sexual orientations, educational levels, religions, cultures, ethnicities, and races. It involves identifying the audience and adapting a speech to their interest, level of understanding, attitudes, and beliefs. Knowing your audience helps you to make decisions about what information you should include, how you should arrange the information, and what kind of supporting details will be necessary for the reader to understand what you are presenting. Because actually, it is the starting point for an effective presentation. Importance of knowing your audience. Help you figure out what content and messages people care about. Will allow you to understand their reactions, wants, and needs. This way, you keep up with your target audience and adapt whatever you need in order to stay relevant.
Hello, good day. My name is Catherine Blanche A. Pacanya, and for today, I will be discussing developing strong and clear thesis statement for planning speeches. So when you say thesis statement, what usually comes into your mind? Because for me, I'm already assuming thesis statement would be difficult since the word thesis. But no, in planning your speech, you have to establish your main claim or the supporting material. So your claim, or what's also called your thesis statement, is a clear and focused proposition about a more general topic. Let's say, for example, there would be a politician who would be making a speech. So he won't have to say, today, I'm going to talk about a legislation that can have a great impact on our community. You see how generalized it was? So instead, that politician would be saying, today, I'm going to tell you why passing this school bond is necessary and financially prudent, and I'll show you how we can make sure it wins approval. You see how specific it was? So that was his agenda. He was telling the audience what his plan is. So we have to limit the scope of the presentation by choosing 3 supporting points. So within his speech, that politician would have to explain the school bond. So how much it will raise, how it will be spent, what safeguards it will put in place. Next is we have to show why it is necessary. So let's assume that the school is a rundown school, or it has unsafe conditions, or lacks textbooks, right? And financially prudent. How it will improve on how they could save in the future, more costly repairs, and will provide a better educated workforce. So and lastly, you would have to explain to your audience what they can do about it. Let's say, for example, they can vote, talk to their neighbors, volunteer to get voters to the polls on election days. So that's the 3 supporting points on from that thesis statement that politician has said. So I do have a quote here from Mr. Winston Churchill. If you have an important point to make, don't try to be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver. Hit the point once, then come back and hit it again. Then hit it a 3rd time, a tremendous whack. So you have to make your point into making or planning for your speech. That's all. Thank you.